Okay, so now this is the reason you listen to the DJ when he tells you to not come closer. We don't do it because we hate miniskirts. We like them as much as anybody else does. But that miniskirt on her hand has a sweet drink potentially. I wish it was just simple alcohol, but no, it was a drink with sugar. And what happens? Sugar spilled sugar on the controller, and the left side of this SX2 now has been ruined. And I'm trying to repair it, and this stuff is extremely costly if you go repair it at a dedicated repair shop. That if there are a few that still do it, it'll cost you more than this mixer itself. This mixer is around $2,000. To repair it sometimes, it can cost you more than $2,000. And now do you see the reason why us DJs tell you you're too close? Move away. Don't stand by the booth. Don't come around inside the booth. Where's the security? And this is the result of it. This is the front faceplate. As you see, there's some sugar residue still left on this side of the panel. But let me show you underneath. I cleaned some already, so you're not going to see the entire horror that I was seeing here. But there is more work to take this apart than anything else. Now what happened here, of course, first I had to take the whole front panel, which is a lot of work on itself. Put it here. The right plate, by the way, was lucky. I don't need to take that one out. But the mixer and the left, I had to take them out to clean. Now here, look at this one, for example. Just a small example where that sugar, that damn sugar penetrated. Look at that. That's sugar. That's not ink or paint or anything. Look at the connector here. That is sugar. Not sure if the camera will focus good here. That is sugar, that dark gooey stuff. On the back, it looks like it's rust. It's not rust. It's only sugar. Let me show you more sugar here. On the back, I hope you can see that. Yep, that stuff is sugar. And what was happening here at the buttons, for example, they were becoming sticky. Let me take this wire out of here. And there's still some sugar residue here that I'm touching, and it feels very sticky. All these dots that you see here are actually sugar. Somehow the sugar stayed there and became this dark stuff all over this Pioneer. In here, I cleaned as much as I could with some rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol. Now I have to be extremely careful because alcohol can destroy. And some of these buttons here that you see, these tiny things, yes, they are buttons. I had to literally put alcohol in them, go with a toothpick, and try to take the sugar from around because the button was stuck. It was simply stuck. And I have to go with more alcohol, by the way. And in this side now, these two sliders were completely glitchy. In this one I already cleaned up. I had to desolder it and take it apart and clean it and put it back in and hope that it works. Now the second one I already desoldered. It's only 4 legs. As you see, I have 2 legs here and 2 more legs here. You desolder it, take it out, and I'm hoping I can repair it without having to call it a complete loss. Because, you know, DJs are not exactly banks that can be bailed out easy. Now I'm going to try to open this slider. You can barely actually push it. That's how bad it is. And as you see, there's some kind of sticky stuff still left on it. And I'll try my best to kind of clean it, put it back in, and see if it works. I'm not going to bore you with the whole process of what it takes to dismantle it and put it back, because this stuff is extreme time consuming and nerve consuming. Just ask anybody who repairs DJ stuff. Ask them how much it costs. Just ask them for any DDJ SX-2 or SX-3. Ask them how much would it cost just to disassemble it and reassemble it alone. Not repair anything. Just that kind of work. And come back to me and tell me how did that sound to you? Okay, I'm not going to comment anymore on that. Let me just open. This is not hard to open, by the way. It has these kind of pads here that you have to straighten up. Take it out and hope you can fix it. That's all you can do. Hope. Okay, so now this part is out. Watch out, flip it this way. If you're ever doing one of these, I suggest you just replace the whole slider. They're around 30-40 bucks, I think, online that you can buy. These are made from Alpha, and the part number is B20K. as you see right there on the bottom. And let me show you the alpha right there. Yep, if you ever need one of them. And flip it this side, as I was saying, is there's parts here that go on this piece of metal. This is just to help it slide easier. That's where the grease would supposedly go on top of this one. And this is some kind of spring-loaded piece of copper, as you see right there, that we have to put back up when we are done. And this part here now is not making good contact because there's more sugar than anything else on the contact poles. So I'll have to just clean them with whatever I can and hope for the best. Okay, some of you are gonna say that I'm doing it the wrong way to clean up, and it might be the wrong way. Who knows, right? Look, all the stuff is falling because it's sugar. Now this side is supposed to be black like that. That's not from the sugar, but this other side is supposed to be just a little bit cleaner, so the slider makes contact to create that resistance from top to bottom. Well, now let me see look what the sugar did here, for example. Numbers 1 and 2 there are white, nice, clean. Look at 3 and 4. Yeah, it was worth it. Now I'm just gonna go really, really thinly doing this, just to get that film of sugar from the top. And I know this is not the right way to repair them or resurface them. So for professional cleaning, please go to somebody that actually does it. Ash Music, for example, they do a good job if you have one nearby. Plus, there's private repair shops that will do a great job if you don't have a warranty. The chances are that you don't have a warranty if you still have an SX2. So we're gonna go the way we know best and the way we can do it and the way we can afford to do it. I'm just gonna take off that dirt and grime and hope for the best. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. What can I do? I can try my best because I am seriously not willing to spend all my time. I have other DJ mixers or controllers. I don't know why we're used to calling them mixers all the time, so I just keep calling it mixer. Look at all that dirt and grime that came off there on my hand. And now it should be good. Now I'm just gonna clean it. This QD electronic cleaner is a really, really good thing to have around. It's non-conductive, so it's not gonna mess up your electronics. Okay, it looks really, really good at this point, actually. Much better than it was. If I can focus the camera so you guys can actually see something. As you see, it looks much, 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 much better. Now all I can do is actually just try to put it back and see and hope for the best. Oh, I just noticed there's some some sugar inside. As you see, I'm not sure if you can tell right there in that side, there is actually sugar. Beautiful. Thank you, unknown lady. Okay, let me just get it from this side and see if it will be removed. Yeah, looks like it's getting out. Now you're supposed to grease these. That's one of the things. I don't really have any kind of grease here, but I'll go with something that I have. I have just some silicone. And what I'm going to do, take this piece of plastic that I told you is supposed to be the sliding part, if I can take it out. This one right here. And I'm just going to spray a touch of silicone on it and see if that does the trick. If it doesn't, we're doomed. And I'm going to put some on it and some on this slider holder because that's where the friction will happen. So we'll see. Okay, the silicone has been applied in both. So this one is supposed to go in just as you see right now. Well, I'll leave it there for now because I have to resurface just a little bit more on the slider. And I hope I can show you some of the sugar right there at the edge, right there under. If you can see, that's actually sugar, that black dot. And I have to clean it. Perfect. And I'm just gonna just very smoothly make sure that these are kind of resurfaced just in case so they can make contact, and I'll bend them just a touch in both sides so it creates a better bridge. Look at the top. That's not natural color either. Wow. Unbelievable. Well, it's a little bit better than it was. As you see, I resurfaced it just a little bit, even though this part of it doesn't really see a lot of contact, but that's what creates that whole resistance. And as you see, the two legs themselves look quite bad. Yeah, that sugar did the trick here. Wow. Be very careful with these two. They're very, very thin and very easy to break or bend the wrong way, and then you have no choice but to change the whole slider. If you're deciding to go my route, which I do not suggest, trying to repair it, even though I believe in repairing stuff, this one might be a little bit too complex to just simply do a repair or a clean at home, but I'm willing to try it. I'm one of those persons that likes to try stuff. Okay, so we will go in this one here. So it creates that spring. As you see, it stays like a bridge on top of it. And we have the white thing here. You're supposed to put that here first, but it doesn't really matter. And insert it slowly there. And when you put the other cover, this one right here, it should create a pad. As you see, let me try to put it the wrong way. You have these slots here that will not let you put it the wrong way if you wanted to. So you have to spin it this way. Make sure it's clean, and as you see, it goes in those slots by itself, so there's no wrong way. And I'm just gonna do bending on them, and that's it. Really, I don't have anything else that I can do about it, so just pray for the best. Okay, so now it's clean and put back in, and it looks cool. You have to remelt the solder on the legs. As you see there, it creates that bulky stuff. Otherwise, if you don't melt that first, it will not fit back in the holes that it was supposed to. And I'm gonna do just that. Okay, the bulgy stuff is kind of gone now. So they should fit on the holes just how they were before. And when you put them back in, make sure one thing is good here. Remember where it says alpha right here? This alpha on all of them stands on the top side, as you see, so make sure you put it the same side as well. Let me see if it fits back where it was again, because otherwise we're in trouble. Okay, so looks like we have a deal here, and we just had to put some solder in the forelegs, and we should be kind of okay to start the very extremely painful journey of putting it back together. And this stuff, I cannot even explain how much I do not like taking this apart and putting it back together. It's just one of those things that does not make life easy. Okay, so it is soldered back on its place. Let me just make sure this piece here is on the right place. And now it looks perfect. It was this one here. So these two sliders have both been cleaned. And the board, it's still not the cleanest, but I cleaned it with alcohol already just to make sure there's no corrosion or anything visually problematic. And the front, actually, it feels just a little bit better than it was. Not as good as the other ones that were not affected, but I would say it's better than it was. And now, let me just show you something real quick, maybe so you realize that what I'm saying is coming from a real hurt place. Let me turn off the soldering iron. And right here, if I can show you, this is full of screws, bolts, nuts, washers. Not sure if you can see the whole thing here. We're talking about hundreds of these. Hundreds on here. And when I have to put it back up, I have to sort through all of them and make sure I put things where they were before. And look at the piece of sugar right there. It's not rust. It's actual sugar. Look, even on the sides. So that has to be cleaned too. And yes, I use just isopropyl that I put on this bottle. And I know there's better ways to do it, but this is the way I chose to do it because I really don't want to spend too much time on it. Wow. Look at the sugar. How beautiful is that, huh? Beautiful. Really beautiful. It was worth it. Okay, at least it's cleaner than it was where it matters. So we're going to take our chance, I guess, at this point. Trying to put them back on how they were. Okay, it starts here. And I should have another one for the second. Let me check. This one I cleaned already. So this one should be ready to just go. And it goes right here. And I have to find two screws that are metal screws. And here are the screws. We just gotta put them back on. Yay, a lot of fun. And some of the screws are on now. So we're ready to move on in life. They feel pretty good actually in hand. So let's hope they work the way they feel. Okay, I think this board is almost done, except for some more sugar here on the top that I'll have to clean. And I actually didn't even notice. I'm not sure if you can see this whole trail. These are not markings from the factory. This is sugar. These dots, they leak through the front plate panel and made this beautiful dots here that looks like the fly excrement. Okay, well, there's a lot of work for me, looks like. And we'll see you whenever I can put it back up, I guess, because I have to go through every single component. As you see there, I have to clean in there too. Looks really nasty. So We'll see you whenever I can manage to put it back up. And oh, before I go, yeah, these are submerged in isopropyl alcohol. I know it's not the best solution, but it will soften the sugar just enough so I can go with a towel and clean them all back up. Then I have to clean the front plate and so on. So yeah, that miniskirt was worth it. Next time a DJ tells you, get the hell out of here, you just listen. There are reasons for that. So I put everything back together and the buttons now are clicky and not sugary anymore. The clicks are all good. Number 3, I'm not sure if I showed you previously, was kind of crooked because the part of the plastic that holds it straight up was completely broken, so I had to re-glue that part. Somehow it broke. And yeah, everything seems good visually, as we see here. In here, by the way, if you ever take one of these apart, when you take the back panel and you take the logic boards and all that stuff and you take the knobs out, you know, not one by one, they just come off like this. One thing you should have as part of your tool set, a 10mm deep socket. This one is a must. And don't you dare use it with a drill. You have to use this by hand because under these knobs here, when you take them out, and you take this faceplate out completely, there's a 10mm you'll have to undo and all the knobs, then it will release your board. Otherwise, it will not release the board because it's part of the build here. And now, what I used to clean up here was mainly just isopropyl alcohol. I know it may be controversial amongst technicians, but that is what I actually used to do here. And in the other hand, I just used some of this electronic cleaner, the QD electronic cleaner. I'll leave links both below just so you guys can take it if you need to do the same exact thing or with a different DJ equipment or whatever equipment you might have. And now it is time for the truth. So I'm going to try to turn it on. And by the way, yes, these are the two sliders that I fixed. Or at least clean. I didn't really fix much more than cleaning. They feel pretty good now in hand compared to how they were scratching before. Now I can go up and down and just feels really, really good. The crossfader. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to plug it in and see if it turns on. I intentionally did not turn it on until now to see it together with all of you. And the power should be somewhere here. Okay. And we have lights. Yes. Okay, at least this is good. It was turning on before, by the way. The only problem we had was when you put any of these two sliders up, the volume would go, instead of going 100%, then it would drop to 70, 60, 50, and then back to 100 in a scratchy mode in both of these when they were in maximum. And I always had to play, at least ever since the incident, I had to put it at least this low in order to maintain it 100%, and I had to do my transitions 100% with the EQ only. So let me take these out. So what we're gonna do, let's throw in the USB, I guess. There's not much to talk here. Just let me not shock myself. The USB should be somewhere here. I've only done it a million times, so I should remember. And yes, the USB has been recognized. Let me wait for Serato to see if it will recognize this beautiful piece of marvelous technology. And yes, the computer said ding, ding, ding. Okay, so let's hit play and see where that goes. Looks like it's working for now. I don't know what was wrong with it before, but now... Okay, perfect. This is actually great. Whoa. And it's not hitting that 100% to 80% or any of that. Okay, so now let me just test really quick the deck one, I guess. Okay. Really, really nice, by the way. As you see, look, let me put it back on 100 again. Not a single problem at all. It just plays. Boom. Because that was the problem before. If I would abruptly put the volume straight to the top, or then it started even when I put it slowly to the top, which you're not supposed to do all the time, but hey, who said no? it would do that a scratch problem and not scratch in a whoa whoa mode. It would be scratching like like a broken knob. Boom. Not a single problem at all. Wow, I am loving it now. Let me try an effect or something, I guess. Nice. Wow. Not tapping, so I think this is a success. So far, I would say this is a real success on cleaning these two sliders. How cool is that? Now let me load something, I guess, on 1 on 2 here. Perfect. Looks like it's working. Oh, one more thing I have to try here on this side. I'm gonna try the I'm gonna try the needle, because that was a problem before. Okay, that should be good enough now. Yeah, it actually works. Yep, that works too. Okay, Q button. We put just any beat, I guess. This one here. Perfect. So everything so far is working great. I know the shift and clear and slide, know that. The sensor. Yeah. That's perfect. You can select the panels here as you see there on the monitor. That's how you switch between those panels. The slicer, sampler, I don't have any samplers preset yet. Let me go slicer. Perfect. Nice. And the hot cues, of course, work. Okay, so, whoo, that was a success. Okay, so, with that said, just let me put 4 again, just to give myself some ease. Okay, that is perfect as well. And with that said, I think this repair was a perfection done. And if you guys want me to kind of just have fun in another video reviewing this whole DDJ SX-2, even though it's a few years old, and yeah, I can do that. I'll show you why I absolutely love this controller. It's just one of those controllers that I would never let go. And keep in mind, you need the 10mm socket in order to take all the knobs out. You need QD electronic cleaner to clean any corrosion, together with some kind of brush of your choice, and to clean the rest of them from any unwanted sugar from the miniskirt, just isopropyl alcohol. Everything that you saw here, including these headphones, will be listed on the description below, so you guys can take a look if you want to buy the same exact stuff and make it possible for yourself. And with that said, I think my job is done here, and we will see you next time. Bye!